Now, it had been quite some time since I chosen the elephant as my muse. I had started photography looking at the marsh birds of Chennai, Palikarnai. I've tried my hand at turtles, at street dogs, and slowly I sort of have centered around elephants, and I've decided for a long term I'm going to focus on them photographically. And it was this time I wanted to take a trip to Munnar. Of course, I wanted to see the Nilgiri Tar, and of course, if possible, get a glimpse of the cows, the elephant cows at the dairy farm and Mutukadu viewpoint, as well as Padayappa, if God allows. So that was my idea when I went to Munnar. So I go to Munnar, didn't see any elephants, photographed the tars up close, quite few frames, and then I come back. So when I came back, my cousin Nelson and his friend Chris Kevin, they talk about this one place to me called as Anakulam, where elephants come to drink water every day in the evening. And when I searched this place on Google, there was only one stock image then in 2016, and it was like a group of 10 elephants positioned in one seamless line drinking water, to the point that it seemed like it was photoshopped. I didn't even believe it, and I didn't even pay attention to it way back in 2016. But this place is in my head. This place is at the back of my head. And so finally, after so many years, after photographing the elephant at different camps like Dubare, Harangi, Tepakad, and then of course Bandipur, Mudumalaban, and all these places, finally I decide to focus on one place, one subject, and make a proper video. And that was when, again from my memory, this place Anakulam came to my mind. Now, to reach Anakulam, though, it is a different story, because to go there, if you're someone who's into public travel, you have to get a train to Alva, from Alva, a bus to Munnar, spanning 3.5 hours, and from Munnar, you have to go to Anakulam, 1.5 hours cab. So basically, you have 13 hours plus 3.5 hours, 16.5 hours, plus 18 hours of travel to reach this place. So, what got me thinking was, is this juice worth the squeeze? And given the elephant lover that I am, I replied, yes, worth the squeeze. So, that was how the first trip to Anakulam happened way back in 2024 November. Yes, the second week of November, Children's Day. So then too, I had to take my work laptop. I was about to take a demo for my company, and I didn't know if I have to sit for a demo or wait for the elephants. What if the elephants come at the time of demo? So yet I'm getting my mind ready to say I'm gonna shoot the elephants till 6 p.m., not knowing if they're actually gonna turn up, then run back to the lodge at 7 p.m. for a demo. So this was my idea. But fortunately, the demo got cancelled the time I got on the train. So I go there. I had to do few walkthroughs though for my teammates, even though I was off. So I was doing it throughout the noon, and all through those recordings, I believe my teammates would have been able to see I'm peeping out. Okay, because from this room in Elephant Gram, you can actually see the river bank as to where the elephants descend. So once in every 10 minutes during the walkthrough, I'm peeping out like, are they here? Are they here? So this was a typical work-life balance all the way up to the minutes. That too, I was working on an off day. Yet once every 10 minutes, I was peeping to see if the elephants were coming or not. It was that tight. So on both days of my visit, around 3 p.m., I wound up my work, and I take my camera, pull my dad out because he's my life insurance who comes with me. We go and wait near the seated umbrellas for them to come. So it has been 3 full hours of waiting for the elephants at Anakulam. And I think this is the first time எதுவுமே கண்ணில் பார்க்காம வெயிட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறது. And I think this is what people mean by wildlife photography. This time, until now, I was spoiled by JLR. and now I'm facing the hard facts. Hopefully these guys come before the sky is dark and it's night, and if they are supposed to come, they should be coming there or there. So let's see. So the first day, it was excellent. I mean, they came at 5:15, a small group of around 12 to 10 females, of course, all females. And on the second day, they came at 4:15. So it was around again a group of 20, and we had two more subgroups coming in as well later during this particular group. And it was really great to see them interactive, in which we were tussling for the bubbles. They were fighting for water spots. It was truly amazing to see all those interfamily dynamics, because we assume elephants are gentle, caring, loving creatures, and all these AI videos from the Sri Lankan floods showing elephants helping other creatures. Elephants fight with their own relatives for water and for bubbles. That's who elephants are. So those 2 days of recording went, it was great actually. I started taking photos, but then I shifted towards video because of ISO, because of low ISO. If not for low ISO, I would not be here doing this entire full sequence video. So the first trip was great. Got great photos, great video, but I didn't know what the actual secret was in Anakulam. I didn't know why they were coming. I didn't know what it was water, whether it was the soil. So I just brought samples of both home, and I realized it was useless. They didn't come for that. So the first trip at Anakulam was a total waste, and I was researching further to see why they were coming, and that's when I realized it's the bubbles. So this is day 2 of Anakulam in January 2025, and we have had very poor showings compared to the sightings of November. And of course, the November shoot, I was totally misled by thinking the elephants were actually after the soil or the salt, not realizing they were actually after the bubbles. So now so I've come here again, and the bubbles are done, but sadly we just had one shy tusker for the entirety of the evening light and night. I believe there have been 6 females, and this is the morning of the second day, and there are none actually. So little disappointed, and let's see what the remaining day holds. Yep, fingers crossed. But what was tough in the second time was the elephants were not coming during the day at all. There was only 3 tuskers which turned up, that too at 1 a.m. on the first night and 2 a.m. on the second night. That is it. All I saw in the second trip were 3 tuskers. Kadam. So I was actually thinking, why am I doing this? I was so frustrated. I actually didn't know why I started taking videos of this place, whether it was actually fruitful, whether it was possible. And I wanted to extend my search as well. Okay, if I'm not getting proper elephant sequences, let me at least get an SME or a forest officer to give me an interview. That too didn't work. I was begging people there for around 2 days, and still I couldn't manage a particular SME interview or a forest officer interview. It was frustrating. The second trip was so frustrating because I had prepared for it as well. Many people who go to Anakulam know there's this app on Telegram which you can track the elephant movements. So I actually create an Excel, put date-wise timings and hour-wise timings, and once an hour I used to check how many are there and all that. I even developed statistics. I developed a report, put it in Perplexity, and generate a statistical report to say at what time, what probability they would come. Still the elephants were like, nah, 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 nah. It didn't turn up the second time. So it was really frustrating. And I mean, the amount of backlash I got from my family for the trip was intense. And I actually was about to give up, but then I realized I have around 5 GB worth of footage from the first trip, which I can combine with the nature and the bird sequences of the second trip and try to cook up something beautiful. And that's when I did that small 3-minute segment, which you would have seen in my Instagram. And that's how the first sequence happened. It laid the background for it. And then, if Thomas Edison was doing this documentary, would he have quit after the second time? No, right? So didn't I? So again, I waited all the way till the November 2nd week of 2025, and I went again. Okay, I'm pretty sure you can't see me, but it's night around 8 and the elephants have still not come. So, very unlucky. Now my mom will call and roast me to hell. Even now, I'm not disappointed that elephants are not there. I'm scared that my mom will roast me. Guys, so it is 1:30 a.m. in the night. The Ellies have come. So we've gone to videograph them. Let's hope the sequences turn out well. Wow, there are at least 6 or 7 of them. Let's go. So, so the third visit to Anakulam is over with 2 days of stay, and it has been great. It was trying because this is like the first time I was traveling alone. So all this while I had dad to take care of things when it was raining or for refreshments, snacks. This time everything was on me. It was challenging. It was very tiring, and yep. So the first day, to be honest, when I first reached here, it was as usual, rainy, gloomy, no promise of hope of elephants. And the evening and the afternoon followed the same route. So I am actually sitting there in the waiting area from 2:30 in the afternoon all the way till 8:39 in the night. No sightings whatsoever. And then I met one of my friends here who was staying in the same hotel as well. We became friends, we got to know each other. So we had dinner, we come back to the room, and boom. At 1:30 in the night, Babu Chetan, the owner of the lodge, knocks the door and like elephants have come. So we go running to the viewing point, and there were around 7 to 8 elephants, and it was good. The sighting lasted till 4:30 in the morning. That's when two of them departed, and we also were like, let's go back. And right when no, the sightings were great. I won't say they were bad and all, but I always wanted to click elephants in the morning light or in the evening light, and I have done so in the past. The first time, the second time was just 2 elephants, that too at night, and this is the third time, and we have 7 at night as well. So it didn't work out. I was actually very disappointed. So I come back, tell my dad, tell my parents, and there's nothing. And of course, being the Christian parents they are like, pray, happen. So I did, and After lunch in the afternoon, at around 3, I go down to get some water and some eucalyptus oil for my mom. And there, the shopkeeper is cracking jokes like, you've come all the way from Chennai. For you to see an elephant, you'll have to pray. It was like, you also? You're also saying the same thing? So I prayed, and lo and behold, at 3:15 they come. Just 5 minutes afterwards, she said that they have never come this early, and it was really surprising for me. It was a herd of 5 to 7 with a baby, and I hit the closest path to them, which is under the forest guard's watchtower near the electric fence. I mean, the angles were great, the focal distance was great, so I managed it that way. It was amazing. And they go after an hour, and then me and my friend who I met here, we go for a short stroll. Then immediately another herd comes of 12. It was really good. I mean, the sighting was great and all. But then what happens? This group starts exhibiting behaviors which is generally not seen in other herds at Anakulam. So after drinking the sparkling water, they walk along the edge, somewhere elephants don't usually go, eat the long grass grown on the riverbed, and then they start reaching out to one particular tree on one foot. So all these things I have not seen here before. So it's almost like how every trip is like this. You start with a hope, you start with a goal, and then boom, disappointment, and then hope, then completion. So that's how this particular trip was. Hopefully I could get few proper sequences for the overall documentary and the video. The interview with the RFO, however, didn't happen, which was quite disappointing. So we'll see how to work around that. Hopefully, our acoustics expert from Assam would pitch in for an interview. Yeah. So let's see how this project goes and turns up. And yes, Larvin is also waiting for my inputs. I have to connect with him as well. So he's taking care of the music for this Bethesda project. So that's it from my third visit in Anakulam. It was great. The people here remember me. It was very heartwarming. They remember my dad. They asked for my dad, and they want to see my parents as well. It was nice. So let's see how this project pans out. I believe there's one more sequence to be shot at Besanagar, an interview with our acoustics expert, and few still life and abstract shots to be taken at home. So I believe with this would be it. And of course, Bella has to narrate it as well. So hopefully she finds time in between taking care of her son Noah. So hopefully this project turns out good. Peace out. So apparently there was one more segment or one more thing which happened right before I left Anakulam for the third time, or should I say from the third visit, is Babu Chetan, the lodge owner. Right after the video is done, I'm packing after having a bath. He comes running to the room, is like, Mone. I was like, Cheta, what happened? And he's like, Forest officer Vilikonunde. I was like, okay. So the cab has arrived. I've fully packed. I'm fully bathed. I'm ready to go. And again, I have to remove the lock ties, zip ties from the bag, take the camera out, load it, and run to the forest officer's office. We finally do the recording. Then the forest officer even volunteers for few frames near the river, the Anakulam Pambar region. We take few frames there. Then he volunteers to give me juice, and then he drops me at the lodge. And that was totally unexpected because that was never in my plan, and I thought I actually have to come one more time for it. Now, of course, I'm going to go again, but this happening actually blew my mind to see how documentary projects actually turn in our favor towards the last minute. And of course, I do believe there is a divine hand at play. But beyond that as well, it's a good thing to not give up hope when it comes to things of nature, because none of it is in our hands. We never know if the elephants would turn up. We never know if we would get the interview. We would never know if we'd actually get the sequences we need. But actually, in this third time visit, everything fell into place. I know it was hard. I had to do it everything by my own. There was no dad to hold the umbrella or to move the tripod. It was fully me, but it worked out. And that was really eye opening as an experience, this third Anakulam visit. So hopefully now the video sequences are in play, and what's left is little sequences to be shot in Besan Nagar, and we have an SME interview which will be happening. And hopefully yes, it's a she volunteers for that particular segment, because a photographer once told me, if two videographers or photographers talk, there's no value add. And he said this by using a proverb: if two priests in a temple rub shoulders, only ash will fly. And that is why I'm planning to bring in SMEs, I'm planning to bring in forest officers, give some more value in that particular 20-minute or 30-minute video which I'm planning. And of course, the audio and the background music as well. We have Larvin coming in, of course, who is a big hand in the Ravi Mohan production side. So hopefully the audio is also completed, and for that I believe I would have to go to Bangalore to uh, pay a visit to some old friends, and hopefully this particular project comes out well. And yeah, let's see where this goes.